Hello, everybody. This is Miss Whitney coming to you to kind of go over what the expository nonfiction country research project is about and what the steps are in getting our final report put together. So students have all gotten a packet pre-made, and it goes over some of the lessons that we've been having in the curriculum, and then it kind of breaks it into, so we read some books about some different countries, and then some of the kids started to kind of just have some questions on countries they were interested in, so they noted that in their packet. We talked about what subtopics were, and then we broke them into categories. So these were some of the subtopic ideas that are listed in their packet. And then we talked about the difference between a topic and a subtopic, and how the subtopics are just mini categories under the umbrella of the topic. And then students chose their country, which was their topic, and then specifically the 3 subtopics that they were going to research and dive into a little deeper. After that, let me flip. They have some blank pages here, and I'm going to kind of show you the ones that I did as my example. After that, we put the subtopics, as you can see, in each, they have 3 pages. So this one's environment, wildlife. The other one was people and culture. And then this one was history. My topic or my country is Ethiopia. And then I started asking questions that I had about people and culture of Ethiopia, questions about environment and wildlife of Ethiopia, and same with history. The students were asked to come up with 5 to 7 questions they could ask. Those would be their research questions, and that's what they would use to type into the computer to look for sources to learn about that subtopic. So after they put their questions, and again, the expectation in class was 5 to 7 questions for each of the subtopics. After that, they did their research. So their note page looks like this. There was actually 2 of these in case they needed, more room. And you can see the topic with the subtopics listed, and then they use their questions to direct their research, and maybe they came across some new research, but as they were reading their sources and researching, they were taking notes. We talked about proper ways to take notes so that they're not plagiarizing. And in their packet, kind of right here, I kind of showed them, like, this is what the text said word for word in the book. These are the notes that I would take out of here. Sometimes they're not in full sentences. And then now I'm going to take my notes that are not written in the exact way that the text had it, and then I'm going to put it in my own words over here. So, here they are. I'm asking them to have at least 5 to 7 different notes about each of their subtopics, so that when they put it into paragraph form, they have a lot to say. And sometimes some of the information we collect, we have to discard. And I want to make sure they have enough information so that they can have enough to write a full paragraph. So after they do their note taking, and they have 5 to 7 different facts here that they've collected on each of their subtopics, that's when they start to put it into a paragraph. And we also talked about like what a topic sentence was, which they'll also find in their packet as well. And then going into details. And then we also talked about how we would group some of the information so that we weren't just skipping around, or that our paragraph didn't just reflect the notes we wrote in the order we wrote the notes, but kind of trying to group it and make it sound smooth. So earlier this week, we did subtopic 1. Most of the kids got it done. There were a few that didn't. And then over the weekend, or today, we did 2 and 3. Today, and just for context, today's Thursday. I would say half the kids got both 2 and 3 done, subtopic 2 and 3 done. And then the rest, the majority of the rest were almost done and just have a little finishing up to do over the weekend. So that's where we're at. And I just wanted to share this video or this tutorial with you and your child, because when I reviewed the packets today, it looked like they were struggling. I have pulled groups twice and tried to work with kids. But if there's any opportunity you would have to be able to work with them and kind of direct this work at home, that would be great. The expectation for them is Monday they come in with all 3 drafts. These are just drafts. We're going to work on editing and revising these next, but that those be done. And then we're going to also talk about introduction and conclusion. And then we'll add those 2 paragraphs to complete our 5-paragraph essay. If you have any questions, please reach out, let me know, and I hope that this helps a little bit. Thanks.